It's a special day for us. We are fortunate to have with us today Arvind Upadhyay from the University of Stavanger. And he did a research work in supply chain management, which is really an ongoing project in almost all of the industry today. I welcome you, sir. Can you please tell us more about it?
Thanks a lot for inviting me. And as you just mentioned, I do a lot of research work in supply chain management and logistic area. And one of the latest area of my research is reverse logistics, on which I'm focusing nowadays. This is what I'm doing nowadays, reverse logistics, some teaching, researching, and consulting.
So, sir, for the very starting, I would really like to ask you, what are the key challenges faced by the manager in the reverse logistic operations these days?
Yeah, that's a really interesting question, and it's a challenging question as well. So from manager's point of view, you have to think about responsiveness. So how quickly you can respond, and from customer's point of view or a consumer's point of view, they want everything quick. So from manager's point of view, the most important thing is if they can make sure that their supply chain is responsiveness. So if customers want something, if they say they don't want something, you need to react and in a quicker time. So sooner the better.
Sir, for another question, I would really like to ask you, what are the key tasks that the inventory management can be taken to meet customer satisfaction?
Yeah, inventory management is something, it's really, from so many years, managers, they always struggle how to manage inventory. And earlier, there was a concept of just in time. They try to adopt that one. But in today's environment, just in time is not enough. So what you have to do, you have to think if you can go nearby your suppliers. So it means you say, look, instead of having all the logistics, all the supply chain issues, you say, my inventory is next door to me. So if you say you want suppliers who can supply you raw material, just try to either to bring them near to you or you go nearby them. So just drop that logistic or drop that supply chain issues. Okay.
For the last question, sir, I would like to ask you, what are the key challenges that the company make to ensure robustness in the face of global disruptors?
Supply chain robustness, this is always a tricky question because all the businesses, they always want to have supply chain robustness. But the tricky part is to make sure that your supply chain is robust, you need to make sure all the players who are involved in the supply chain, they are there and you can rely on them. So if you look at supply chain, who are there? So you need to have all the freight forwarders who are there to organize your documentation process. You need to have all these operators, you have a truck operators, you have a shipping companies, all these kind of things, mode of operations, you need to make sure they are there for you. But obviously, we have seen in last few years, there were a lot of disruptions due to various reasons. There were natural disasters, there were a pandemic we saw recently. So we have all these things, but all these things make supply chain managers more ready to act kind of a thing and to update themselves how they can cope with this kind of a thing. But if we have to take away a few things, so I would say they need to make sure all the stakeholders are involved. So it's not just one supply chain manager's responsibility, it's the responsibility of everybody who is involved in supply chain to make sure that, if something goes wrong in supply chain or if there is a disruption due to natural disaster or any other reason, they should be there to chip in and to put an extra effort.
As we all know today, every other company cannot manage itself without a supply chain management strategy. And thank you so much, sir, for coming all the way from Norway to give us an insight in your research. Being an MBA student, this really helped us to make an edge in the corporate industry.
Thanks a lot for having me and for such an interesting talk and discussion about all the issues in reverse supply chain management. And I wish you good luck for your future studies and for your career prospects. Thank you.